There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so anywhere that you are going to be able to make um, friends with people who have common interests. So if you are really into, like a lot of my students are really into the Dungeons and Dragons and the Magic the Gathering, and the high school that I work at has clubs for those specific interests, and that's where they're going to find their friends, right? If you are into sports, you're going to be friends with other people who are into sports, especially the sport that you like to play. We don't want to make friends, while we're getting in trouble, right? We don't want to do it like on the street corner where we're not there for a common interest. It's a public place, but there's no common interest right there, right? We don't want to do it when people are trying to study, or when they're trying to work, or when there's other people talking, right? um, and so really just thinking about when and who are the right people to be friends with. One of the things that we talk about in IRL over and over and over and over and over again is reading our communication partner. And this is like one of the biggest skills that we want to teach our students, because we have the words that we are saying, but that's a small fraction of the overall communicative message being sent. I'm definitely a very expressive guy. I talk with my hands. There's a lot of inflection that goes on with my voice, and my face specifically has a lot of information on it, and even as like little kids, we tend to zoom in on faces because those are really interesting to us. um and so learning to read your the person that you are communicating with is really like the utmost importance, right? Because we can be talking with somebody, and if they are not interested in this conversation, we're either going to bore them or might make them late for something. We might, there's all kinds of things that could happen if we are not reading our communication partner. So we want to look for those signs that are really good. The things like smiling and nodding at you, talking, like, asking questions and really like giving answers, not those single word answers. And like having open body gestures, open, like when people have their arms crossed off, that really is, it shows that they want to shut down the conversation, right? But when we have our arms relaxed and on the side of our body, or we're using them to talk, that's really good open body language. um, and so we really want to make sure that we are checking in with these things, you know not just when we first start a conversation, but we want to check in with this, throughout our conversation. It is not a one and done thing. It is something that has to continually happen. Um, because what happens sometimes is somebody may be um, interested in the first conversation that you have, and then over time they lose interest. And if we forget to keep checking in, we're not going to catch when somebody loses their disinterest. This next week, we're going to talk about exiting conversations and understanding when you were rejected from that conversation is a huge has a huge component to how you exit that conversation, whether you were fully accepted, initially accepted, and then rejected, or just fully rejected. You want to exit those in three different ways. So, y'all are all adults, and I'm sure You have even heard this advice on your own, but you know, someone will ask, how do I make new friends? And the thing that people say over and over again is just go up and introduce yourself. And is it Addie? All right, Addie. Let's say, I just one day walked right up to you at a park and I'm like, hey, my name's Tommy. How's it going? It's nice to meet you. How
Yeah,
are you going to feel?
could be a little off-putting.
Yeah, that would be really like, I'm a bigger dude. Yeah, I just walk right up to you. There's a whole mess of like a whole set of steps that we missed when I do that, when I just walk up and introduce myself. So that common um instruction is wrong. That thing is wrong, and it's crazy that that's been the golden standard, right? And one of the things that I love about this Pierce curriculum is the task analysis that they've done with these different social skills and looking at joining an individual conversation. So, in this scenario, we'll just watch Alina.
Hey, do you ever go roller skating? What? Do you go roller skating? No. Why not? You should go. Okay. It's really fun. I go like every weekend. Sweet. There's this new skate park that just opened up. I'm trying to watch something. Oh, well, I'm just saying. It's really fun. They have like a student night every Thursday. Cool. You should definitely go. Okay.
So when I'm with my students, I like to think about, I like to talk to them that, Alina on the right hand side, it's pretty clear what she's doing um, that's not being received well. And Alina does a really good job of making that point very obvious. But this is really a skill of reading our communication partner. And Alina was not reading her communication partner. Jordan's eyes kept going back to her phone. Jordan shook her head no. Jordan, had her posture was really tense, right? Um, all of those were clues that Alina was not accepted in this conversation, but she kept trying, right? Um, and in the real world, if we did this, if we were not picking up on Jordan's clues, we're not there. We're going to get a reputation of somebody who is hard to communicate with, who is just going to barge in on you at any time, and it's not something that people want to be around. So if that's not how we do it, what are the steps? So, with this strategy, the first couple of these things are kind of happening all at the same time. One, two, and three, um, you're doing all together. So you should be standing somewhat at a distance with something in your hands. When we have something in our hands, it makes it look like the person that we're trying to talk to is it like we're not just only interested, right? Like, and we're not like kind of that gives like kind of creepy vibes if we don't have something else going on. So a lot of times it can be our phone. I like to over this last week it was really nice because this last weekend was Gay Pride in Portland, Oregon, and I had painted all these little bricks with the pride flag and with the trans flag on it, and I used this strategy to start conversations with people. I went into the parade thinking, this is what I want to work on today. This is, I'm going to use this strategy for starting individual conversations. And my prop wasn't my phone this time; it was the brick. And I knew we had this common interest because we were both at the Pride Parade, right? But once you figure out what the common interest is, you want to mention the common interest somehow. And the way that we teach is you can do it in three ways: make a comment, ask a question, or give a compliment to somebody. And once you have mentioned that comment or that common interest, you're going to trade information a couple times. So back and forth. And while you're doing that, you want to assess your interest. And I had 200 bricks this last week that I made, right? And so that was 200 people that I went out and met, and there were people that were really interested in a conversation with me. There were people who were interested in a conversation with me, but then ready to go back to watching the parade. And then there were people who didn't really want me to talk to him, and that was okay, right? We all get rejected from conversations. If I am getting positive signs that this person is interested in my conversation, they're looking towards me, they're asking me questions, they're not giving me one word answers or looking away. Um, at that point, I can introduce myself. And it was really awesome because I've never really um, there are other strategies that I've gone to different places with, and I'm like, this is the strategy that I'm going to work on today. Um, but this was really effective this last weekend, right? And um, by having the prop, it really helped me get into the conversation. In this example, um, they're not at a parade together. And so Alina has to figure out what is their common interest. And she does it really, really, really quickly.
Oh my god, I love that song. Yeah, me too. This is the new video that just came out today. No way. I'm dying to see that. Yeah, it's so good. That's awesome. Have you ever seen her in concert? I have. I actually have tickets for her upcoming concert. No way. The one that's coming up in 2 weeks? Yeah, it's gonna be so great. That's so cool. Have you ever seen her perform? No, I wish. I really want to. Oh my gosh, she's amazing in concert. You need to see her. Yeah, that's what I've heard. By the way, I'm Alina. I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Nice. So Alina walked in with a prop, and she had that book in her hand that she was putting away. And she did a really good social investigation real quick. She used the things around her to see if she had a common interest. She saw on the phone a certain performing artist that she knew of and knew that she had something in common. What I like to teach my students is that, like, there's a lot of things that we can find in common. If you are in the same place together, that is a common interest. With one of my adult students the other day, he was talking about being on a bus and not really knowing how to start the conversation with somebody. And I was like, your common interest right there is the bus. You can talk about the bus. You can be like, oh man, there's a ton of people on this bus. Or oh man, this bus they need to turn the air conditioner on. Whatever you can mention about the bus, and then you're going to trade information. um and if they're interested, at that point you can introduce yourself. So we're looking all around. Another, like, for me today, I have this Bartman tank top on, right? So if you were to see me at the grocery store and saw me wear this tank top and you're a Simpsons fan, would I want to talk to you about the Simpsons? Yes, of course I would, right? I'm signaling to you that with my clothing. And so really thinking about assessing their interest throughout that conversation. And if they're interested, at that point, you're going to introduce yourself. Let me take a sip of water real quick. All right. So next, we've got this is the strategy for introducing yourself to one person. But sometimes we want to enter conversations that are already happening, right? That's another way um, we get into to conversations. Sometimes they're one on one, but sometimes they're a group conversation. So, let's watch Alina kind of flub it up real quick. Again, Alina, we're going to be able to tell what she does wrong. It's
Hey,
looking
Corinne,
at
I'll
her
never guess
communication
if you
partners.
sushi restaurant this weekend.
No way, what restaurant was it?
Just the one right around the corner.
Oh, I've been meaning to try that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so close by. I felt bad that I'd never gone, but I went and it was so good.
Nice. What did you guys get?
I got the spicy tuna with crispy rice.
Yeah,
it looked awesome.
Have you
and I
guys
just,
ever been roller skating?
sorry, I just got the regular salmon.
There's
roll.
this new skate park that just opened up. It's
I'm
really
sorry,
fun.
What did you get?
Just the salmon roll. It was plain.
They
They have
so
a
good.
Thursday night student night. A lot of people go to it.
I need to go there. I really
Yeah.
wanted to try it out.
It's really
Yeah.
really fun. There's also this other place
What would you
by the
get if you
beach
went?
that I've been roller skating.
I'm sorry, what?
What would you get if you went?
It's really cool.
I-
It's like right by the water, and lots of people go.
So again, Alina walks right up to this group who is already having a conversation and they already have a topic at hand. And she comes in with a whole different topic. And that was confusing to the group. And she was not paying attention to the feedback that they were giving her. She kept trying to initiate, even though they were kind of scoffing at what she had to say. This girl right here, her name is Allison. She totally turned her back on Allison at one point. I saw them shaking their heads. They were talking louder over her. All of those were clues that Alina was not accepted in that conversation. And, in the future, would those kids want to talk to Alina? Probably not, right? Because they know that this is how she's going to enter the conversation. So if this isn't what we do, what can we do? You know, and this is really similar to individual conversations, but group conversations, since there is already a topic at hand, we've got to join the already established topic. We can't if somebody else in that if somebody in that group is wearing a Simpsons shirt, but they're talking about, I don't know, World War II, it's not going to be appropriate for me to comment on that Simpson shirt, right? And because the group isn't all thinking about that. So I want to, and again, all of these first couple are all happening at the same time. I'm listening to the conversation from a distance with something in my hands. If I'm able to listen to them from a distance, I can find the topic that they're talking about. And I can figure out, do I have something to comment with this topic, right? And if there is something that I can contribute to this topic, I can move on to the next steps. If I do not have anything, any interest in the already established conversation, I need to find somebody else to go have a conversation with. If I did find, let's say that group was talking about The Simpsons and I like The Simpsons, Well, I can mention the topic in one of those same three ways. I can make a comment. Yeah, that was a really funny episode. I could ask a question. Oh, did you see the one where? Or I could give a compliment. I was like, oh man, y'all are awesome because anybody that likes The Simpsons is awesome, right? Um, and at that point, I'm gonna see how interested this group is in me. Are they facing me? Are they looking at me? Are they talking to me? And if signs are a go, I'm going to stay there and I'm going to keep conversating a couple turns and then finally introduce myself.
Victoria, you'll never guess. I saw Gabe at my favorite sushi restaurant this weekend. Nice. What restaurant was it? Just the one right around the corner. Oh, I have to check that place out.
Yeah, it's so close by and I'd never gone, but I went. It was really good.
What did you guys get?
I got a spicy tuna roll and I loved it.
You got the spicy tuna roll? That's what I always get.
Yeah, how good is it?
It's so good there. Have you guys tried the rainbow roller?
I haven't. No, I actually got the salmon roll.
Oh, okay, that's good too. But
Yeah.
the rainbow rolls, their specialty.
Try it.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you were gonna go, what'd you get?
I love the California roll. It's my favorite.
I've tried that one there actually. It's really good.
Nice.
So here, at the beginning of the clip, Lena is, a distance away with something in her hand so she doesn't look like she's eavesdropping. And she has identified the topic. The topic is this sushi restaurant. And so she went in, she moved closer, that showed them that she was interested in them. And she mentioned the topic. And they were interested. And we know that because they were asking her questions, they were responding to her questions. Allison, right here, opened the circle for Alina. When we are in a group of people talking, not on Zoom, but in person, we're naturally going to form a circle because the nonverbal communication is so important for everyone. In fact, at the high school that I work at, I purposely have my class shaped in a U because it's so important for us to be able to see each other when we are communicating. So that kind of brings us to the end of the lesson. I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. And, now we can just go with any kind of questions that y'all may have. Stop